Hello and welcome to the Gypsy Witch Magic Shop. Today I'm talking about the legends of mermaids. With nearly 3/4 of the earth covered by water, it's little wonder that centuries ago the oceans were believed to contain many mysterious creatures, including sea serpents and mermaids. Merfolk are, of course, only the marine version of half-human, half-animal legends that have captured human imagination for ages. Traditions concerning creatures half-human and half-fish in form have existed for thousands of years, and the Babylonian deity Era, the fish god, is represented on seals and in scripture as being in this shape over 2,000 years BC. He is usually depicted as having a bearded head with a crown and a body like a man, but from the waist downwards he has the shape of a fish covered with scales and a tail. This is according to The Mystery and Lore of Monsters by C.J.S. Thompson. Greek mythology contains stories of the god Triton, the merman messenger of the sea, and several modern religions, including Hinduism and Candomblé, an African Brazilian belief system, worship mermaid goddesses to this day. In folklore, mermaids were often associated with bad luck and misfortune. They lured errant sailors off course and even onto rocky shoals, much like their cousins, the sirens, beautiful, alluring, half-bird, half-women who dwelled near rocky cliffs and sung to passing sailors. The sirens would enchant men to steer their ships toward the singing and the dangerous rocks that were sure to sink them. Homer's Odyssey, written around 800 BC, tales of the brave Ulysses, whose naked ears were tortured by the sweet sounds of the sirens. And other legends, from Scotland and Wales, for example, mermaids befriended and even married humans. There are many legends about mermaids, and even a few dozen historical claims of supposedly real mermaid sightings. Hundreds of years ago, sailors and residents in coastal towns around the world told of encounters with sea maidens. One story, dating back to the 1600s, claimed that a mermaid had entered Holland through a dike and was injured in the process. She was taken to a nearby lake and was soon nursed back to health. She eventually became a productive citizen, learned to speak Dutch, performed household chores, and converted to Catholicism. Another supposed mermaid encounter is described in Edward Snow's Incredible Mysteries and Legends of the Sea. A sea captain off the coast of Newfoundland described his 1614 encounter. Captain John Smith saw a mermaid swimming about with all possible grace. He pictured her as having large eyes, a finely shaped nose that was somewhat short, and well-formed ears that were rather too long. Smith goes on to say that her long green hair imparted to her an original character that was by no means unattractive. In fact, Smith was so taken with this lovely woman that he began to experience the first effects of love as he gazed at her before his sudden realization that she was a fish from the waist down. By the 1800s, hoaxers churned out fake mermaids by the dozen to satisfy the public's interest in the creatures. The great showman P.T. Barnum was well aware of the public's interest in mermaids and, in the 1840s displayed the Fiji mermaid, which became one of his most popular attractions. People paying 50 cents hoping to see a long-limbed, fish-tailed beauty comb her hair were surely disappointed. Instead, they saw a grotesque, fake corpse a few feet long. It had the head, torso, and limbs of a monkey, and the bottom part of a fish. To all modern eyes, it was an obvious fake, but it fooled and intrigued many people at the time. Could there be a scientific basis for any of the mermaid stories? Some researchers believe that sightings of human-sized ocean animals, such as manatees and dugongs, might have inspired merfolk legends. These animals have a flat tail and 2 flippers that resemble stubby arms, traits that may make them resemble merfolk. They don't look exactly like typical mermaids or mermen, of course, but many sightings were from quite a distance away, and since they were mostly submerged in water and waves, only parts of their bodies were visible. A glimpse of a head, arm, or tail just before it dives under the waves might have spawned at least some mermaid reports. Modern mermaid reports are very rare, but they do occur. For example, news reports in 2009 claimed that a mermaid had been sighted off the coast of Israel in the town of Kiryat Yam. She performed a few tricks for onlookers just before sunset, then disappeared for the night. One of the first people to see the mermaid, Shlomo Cohen, said, "I was with friends when suddenly we saw a woman laying on the sand in a weird way. At first, I thought she was just another sunbather, but when we approached, she jumped into the water and disappeared. We were all in shock because we saw she had a tail." Legends of mermaids may be ancient, but they are still present in many forms. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, and please view my shop, Gypsy Witch Magick, for many mermaid-inspired items. Have a wonderful night. Blessed be.